My dad was a man of few words. He said what is needed to say when it mattered, and that was it all. My mom was the exact opposite. Extroverted, vivacious, always engaged in life. Every day when I returned from school, I sat down at the kitchen table with my mom. My dad occasionally joined, but even though he hardly spoke, kitchen was the center of my universe. I love to laugh and tell stories, and kitchen was the place where it all happened. Friends, it was also when I truly learned to appreciate my dad, how much he loved us, and it was the place where I decided to run the race of my life. When I grew up, there was no separate middle school. From 5th to until the 10th grade, we boys studied in the same schoolhouse, which was the high school. There was school uniform, and we attended the school wearing a navy blue t-shirt and a khaki pant. Half pants or long pants. Now what here in America call shorts, in India they are called half pants. Long pants, half pants. Most of the boys in 5th and 6th grade wore half pants. But when we entered 7th grade, some of the boys started wearing long pants. Now, wearing long pants meant you were a big boy, you were growing up, that you were a young adult. But if you continue to wear half pants, you are considered a little boy, a crybaby. Soon, the rest of the boys in my 7th grade followed the pack, and I was the only one wearing half pants. There was no relief inside. How had it happened to me? My dad always bought new clothes, including school uniforms, for us, but only in the month of April. April ushered in the festival season. The 14th of April was considered the beginning of the new year. It was like the Christmas morning. We 4 brothers lined up as my dad ushered us with new shirts, shoes, trousers. But that year I was not happy because I needed to wait till April to get my long pants. By the end of January, the boys in my 7th grade class started picking on me. The teasing was severe, especially during the afternoon when I walked home from school. I had to put up with the humiliation, and the 15 minutes walk felt like an eternity. Obviously, I was quite upset when I reached home. So there I was, sitting at the kitchen table, telling my mom how all the boys wearing long pants. Why can't I? Everyone was laughing at me. My mom tried to calm me down. You will get one. She reassured me, you just need to wait. But I was more upset and vented my anger. My dad does not understand the humiliation. Why can't he get those for me now? I almost shouted. My mom never seen such defiance from me. She was taken aback. Do you want to know why it takes so long? As I said, she described the making of that gift. There was a local tailor, Rahman, who was quite popular in our locality. Every year, on the onset of spring, he would visit us take the measurement for each of us. And my dad ordered the material based on the measurement. And finally, the gifts were ready. My mom rose up. Your dad had been carrying those gifts for you since you were 1 year old. He loves ramen, the local stores, and he loves to see you all happy. Do you want to break his heart because of the bunch of kids at your school? She walked away before I could utter a single word. I sat there in silence. The very next day, I got up, wore my half bag, and went to school. Some of the kids continued to bother me, but I did not give any attention. In the month of March, we had our school sports weeks. There was a lot of excitement as boys and girls from other schools came to see us. I decided to participate in 100-meter race, the most intense, the most anticipated, and the final event. All the boys lined up, everyone in long pants, except me. I was wearing half pants. On your spot, set. Pow! I ran as fast as I could. I ran and ran and ran. I had distinct advantage in my half pants over the boys in long pants. My heart was pounding. My breathing was heavy. I increased my speed as the other boys came closing me. I began to hear the cheering of the crowd in the other side of the field, and I crossed the finishing line. Friends, I won. It was the turning point in my life. Friends, it was 30 years back, but I continue to run the rest of my life. Last year, I participated in the BMW Dallas Marathon to raise money for some of the theater artists who lost their livelihood during the pandemic. As I proudly wear my t-shirt and hold the finisher medal high, I know my dad would be proud. My dad is no more. He passed away last year, but he continues to inspire me. My dad taught me that I need not care about being mocked because of my unique views. And a single person can make a difference. And if I want to change the world, starting with my community, I need to be the kind of person who is willing to run the race of his life in a